when you come down to it, I felt my job as a coach was simply trying to help people learn to accomplish more than they thought they could. Just simply accomplishing more than they thought they could. So how do we do that? And I'm gonna just hit on a couple things. How do you do that? For us, here's what, and I'm a simple man, okay? There's a mantra in our program last couple decades, and we call it, do it anyway. Do it anyway. You know, on great teams, there's people that go the extra mile for themselves and each other for the good of the team. And that is our expectation for our team. You do go the extra mile for yourself and everybody else for the good of the team. That is the expectation. And you know what? Sometimes you might not want to, or you just don't feel like it. You do it anyway. You do it anyway. I'm going to give you an example. If you're my team for a second, here's what it sounds like. Okay, 6:30 a.m., we start our run lift tomorrow. 6:30 a.m. So make sure you're there on time. Make sure you're there on time. Now, when that alarm clock goes off, I just want you to know, I really don't care if you feel like it getting up. I don't care if you feel like getting up. You get up, you get dressed, you get over there, you're ready to go at 6:30. And then in the evening, we have study hall at 6:30 p.m. in the library. So after dinner, you get your books, you get your coat on. Now, this is how you talk to college athletes, so they can't say, Coach, you didn't tell me that. There's all these details. You get your books, coat on, put your stocking hat on. It's cold in Iowa. You walk over to the library, 3rd floor, sit down at the table, open your book, study, period. Whether you feel like it or not is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. When are you ever going to feel like going to the library to study? That ain't never going to happen. You do it anyway. Now, as we go, as time went on, the culture, the do it anyway culture, I didn't have to do it all. The culture educates the new people. The culture does that, and sometimes I hear it in their conversations. When I hear it in their conversations, I know, man, we're making progress here. You know, maybe teammate to teammate, somebody's late and they say, hey, why are you late? Why are you late today? I don't know. Do it anyway, man. And so I'm thinking, yeah, it's working. And sometimes beyond their conversations, I hear it in the social media. Social media, you know, I'm Coach Millboy on Twitter, Coach Millboy, 1L. I joined Facebook. I have to do that to know what the heck's going on with all these athletes. And so even on Facebook, we had this one example I'm going to show you. It was a junior college young man. He had only been with us a couple months. He was a good wrestler. He'd only been with us a couple months. And he throws this up. He throws this up on Facebook. Now, my nickname is Millboy, okay? He misspelled it. It's only 1L, but he misspelled it. But I started to cry. Millboy told me to do it anyway. Was it funny? Yeah. That's kind of funny. But I'm thinking, his name's Cody. I'm thinking, man, Cody's starting to get it. He's not there yet, but he's starting to get it. And 3 months later, Cody pulled the biggest upset in history of our program at the NCAA tournament. And I know our guy is the one that's exhausted, laying on his back. He had just won the match. But I know Cody was thinking all this time, what's this crazy Coach Miller doing, expecting me to do all this stuff I've never had to do before? And I was. And I was because I knew he was going to need it at some point. I knew he was going to need it when it really got hard. And that was that moment right there. And you know, when you do it when you go above and beyond for your team, things they don't expect, it lifts up everybody. It lifts up everybody around you. And this next slide was caught with 3 seconds left in the match when everyone realized, my God, he's going to win. Now, If this doesn't prove white men can jump when with the right motivation, they can jump. And this is Coach Keller. And I told Coach Keller, I said, Coach, you couldn't jump that high if you had a ladder again, dude. But also look at the crowd. Look at our crowd. Because they're part of our team too. They're part of our team too. And how cool is that? Now, which leads to, when you lift everybody up, that year we had 4 individuals win national championships. 4 different kids won that, and we weren't even favored to win that year. We had 4 individuals, that's almost half the team, won national championships out of 10. Okay, which led to the ultimate for us is this kind of stuff, the championships. Okay? So we talk about, hey, whether you feel like it or not is irrelevant. And you know what? The most important time you do it anyway is especially when you don't feel like it. Especially that moment you don't feel like it and you do it anyway, because that separates you from everybody else. Because most of the time, when they really don't feel like it, they don't do it. They don't do it. But if we're going to win, if we're going to separate ourselves above everybody else, that is the key time you do it. Now, there's one and only one disclaimer to the do-it-anyway culture. I have found this out. It might not work all that great at home with your spouse. And I know because that's my spouse. TJ, don't tell Mom I'm using this slide either. She tells me all this. I got this big list to do today. I got this big list. Okay, honey. Yeah, yep. And I come home, and she's tired. She didn't get it all done. And she's going to have we're going to have margarita. And she starts telling me this, and she's heard do it anyway in 30 years, thousands, literally, of times. Do it anyway. And I didn't even say do it anyway. I just said just. I just got just out. I didn't say even do it anyway. And as soon as I did, she looked, that's the look, and what'd you say? And I said, okay, honey. Okay, honey. That's what I said.